You've spent weeks diligently listening. You've felt that spark, that urge to speak simple words. But what's next? What if I told you that the simple listening you did in A1 is the only thing that will allow you to debate complex political topics or write a brilliant novel in English?
The truth is, most intermediate learners waste their time trying to build the roof before they even have walls. They jump straight to C1 vocabulary, but they still hesitate on simple A2 phrases. This episode is about maximizing your return on investment.
Today on Listen First English, we unveil the grand design. We'll show you how that A1 foundation becomes the B1 ability to express opinions, the C1 ability to analyze, and the C2 ability to master nuance. We'll give you a roadmap for the entire journey and prove that your early patience is about to pay off in a massive way. Stay with us.
Welcome back. I'm Ava, and this is Ben.
Ava, we've covered the why and the how-tos of the foundation stages. Our listeners are now moving from the A2 toddler talker stage into the B1 curious communicator stage. This is the big leap.
It is, and the excitement is huge. But we need to make sure they see the connection between the simple stuff and the complex stuff.
Let's use the skyscraper analogy. Think of your desired C2 fluency as a 100-story building.
Most traditional students start by focusing on the fancy windows on floor 50, B1 vocabulary, or the penthouse on floor 90, C1 academic writing. They are building the structure with no foundation.
When the first strong wind comes, a fast native speaker, a difficult topic, their structure collapses. Why? Because the A1 and A2 stages, the listening infant and toddler talker, are the deep concrete foundation below the ground.
That foundation is where you internalize the most common verbs, the simple word order, the basic rhythm. That foundation isn't glamorous, but it is structural. It handles the stress. Without it, when you try to construct a complex B1 sentence like, "I believe that public transport is necessary," your brain struggles to organize the basic components.
But if you spent your time listening, that B1 sentence uses patterns you heard hundreds of times in simpler forms. Your foundation is solid. Your brain automatically handles the B1 grammar because it already feels right.
The B1 curious communicator stage is the true bridge to advanced English. It's where you move from expressing simple needs, more water, to expressing complex thoughts, like, I think more water should be conserved globally.
This transition is possible because of the listening bank. The B1 learner is finally ready to move beyond concrete, visible things and into the world of abstraction. They start asking why and what if.
This is where we change the listening input. We move from simple narratives to opinion-based content. We introduce short interviews, opinion pieces, and discussions about social topics like family, work, and travel.
And the beauty is, the foundational patterns you learned in A1 are now recycled into complex structures. The B1 learner isn't learning new English, they're learning how to use the English they already acquired.
For example, the phrase, I don't know, is A2. The B1 stage uses that acquired structure to say, I don't know why they would do that. The foundation is the same, but the opinion and the complexity are B1. It's an efficient leap.
Let's talk about the final reward, the C1 and C2 levels. This is why we started this journey. This is where language becomes an art form.
The difference between a B2 speaker and a C1 speaker is nuance and flexibility. A B2 speaker can talk about a political issue. A C1 speaker can use metaphors, subtle humor, and complex sentence structures to make their argument persuasive.
And guess where that subtlety comes from? Not a textbook. It comes from the thousands of hours of listening that built your foundation. Your brain has absorbed the patterns of native emotion and style.
For instance, C1 comprehension requires understanding irony or sarcasm. If you haven't heard those subtle tone shifts, thousands of times in the A1 and B2 content, you will miss the joke or the insult entirely. The foundation trains your ear to catch the subtext.
The C2 native-like communicator doesn't just know many words. They know exactly which word to use in which situation. They know the difference between I need that and I require that. This precision is a product of massive, diverse listening input that has organized itself into a sophisticated language system. It's the highest level of efficiency.
We've shown you the grand design, Ben. It's beautiful. But there is one danger that could destroy the whole skyscraper, even at the B1 level.
And that danger is jumping too fast. The moment you get that B1 confidence, the temptation is to switch all your listening input to C2 content, fast news broadcasts, technical lectures.
If you flood your system with content that is too difficult, your comprehension drops from 90% to maybe 40%. Your brain reverts to the slow, effortful system. You panic. You start translating again. You lose the flow state. You stall your progress.
Remember the rule. Comprehensible input I+1. Always listen to content that you understand about 90% of the time. If it's too easy, move up. If it's too hard, move down. Honor the stage you're in. Your patience in the B1 stage will be the fast track to C1.
Today, we've revealed the grand design. Your A1, A2 foundation is the necessary fuel for B1's opinions, C1's analysis, and C2's mastery.
Honor your foundation. Embrace the B1 stage by consuming opinion-based, slightly complex content that still feels mostly comfortable.
You have the knowledge now, but you need the tools. Next time on Listen First English, we start the practical education section. We'll give you your very first 2 educational podcast scripts for the A1 stage, designed to build your sound bank immediately.
Get ready to listen. Subscribe to Listen First English and let's build your skyscraper of fluency together. We'll see you next time.